Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the week. I am going to invite a guest on here. Let's see. Today I'm going to be talking with Caroline from Santa Cruz Adventures with Kids. Let's see. Caroline, are you on there? Wants to join? Let me see you. Hey,
Hi.
it worked. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. And I learned interviewing someone last week that sometimes the sound can be delayed and choppy and stuff. So if for some reason my mouth is moving and the voice is coming later, just maybe pause. It sounded like I was talking over my guest, and I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not a jerk. I can't hear sometimes. But anyways, Caroline, how are you?
Good. My kids are locked out, so let's see how this
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, same. I was like, I just turned on Peppa Pig. So we'll just dive right into it. I'll do a brief introduction and then we'll dive into talking about Santa Cruz Adventure with Kids. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Christy Whiting and I'm a realtor in Santa Cruz County. And together with my dad, Michael Whiting, we are selling Santa Cruz. So if you've lived in Santa Cruz for any length of time, you know that Santa Cruz really can sell itself, from our coastline to the Redwood Forest and our historic Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. There's something really, truly special about this place. But what makes Santa Cruz even more special are the people that make up this community. So at Selling Santa Cruz, we really want to showcase our small businesses, our leaders, educators, and people like Caroline who have a community Instagram page. And we want to tell you why we love to call this place home. So today I've invited Caroline to come chat with us, and she started an Instagram page called Santa Cruz Adventures with Kids. So hello again, Caroline. It's good to see you.
Hi, you too, and shout out to Mike Whiting who sold us our home.
Oh, that's right. Okay, there you go. How long have you guys been there? It's been a
Almost,
couple years. Three
yeah,
years. Okay. And then you guys did that big remodel. Oh my gosh, so beautiful.
yeah.
I love what you did. Well, good. Well, I just wanted to start our time together. I'm going to tell you why I love your page and what you're doing. I also want to say I was talking with my sister today and I said, I'm chatting with Caroline. And she's like, you are? And I'm like, yep. And I'm like, everybody loves Caroline. If you know Caroline, you love Caroline. And I've always say that about you. I really think you're just the best. So I'm happy to have you on here too. Okay, so there's been many, many weekends, and I'm being totally honest, where I literally have nothing to do. My kids are bored out of their minds, and I literally go on your page and check Santa Cruz Adventures with Kids because you have such creative ideas. And honestly, I think we get really used to, I've been here forever, you've been here forever, and we could get super comfortable and just not really exploring and adventuring. So I love
Yeah.
what you've done on your page. So go ahead and tell me and tell our listeners the story behind starting your Instagram account.
Well, it's just a hobby of mine to try to find something fun to do. It's almost selfish because I get bored of taking my kids to the park, and so
Yeah.
I always am trying to find something that we can all enjoy. And living in Santa Cruz, like you said, we're so lucky to have the beach, obviously, but also we have like 6 state parks, I think.
Yeah.
Um, and also, I just do a lot of research on events coming up and stuff around town or stuff that is within like a 2 hour drive. That's sort of our limit right now because I have a 3-year-old. Um, but yeah, there's plenty around the area too, north and south.
Great.
So I'm trying to advertise that for moms that don't have the time to figure. I'm happy to save other moms time with something that I enjoy doing.
That's awesome. And I am that mom. And maybe it's not even so much that I don't have time to do the research, but it's just I lack that creativity. And I always, I'm always about being a cheerleader for other people and a cheerleader for yourself. And it's recognize the strengths that you have and not capitalize, but use them, right? And so I know that like my strength is not being super creative. I'm not the one finding all the craft fairs and all the things going on, but I know that you are. And so I'm friends and I follow you and I get great ideas from you. So I want to hear a little bit. I sent you some questions ahead of time. Hopefully you had a second to look at them.
Did.
I want to hear about the highlight from this year. So tell me about the best adventure that you took with your kids.
So I thought about this for a while, and I the first one that came to mind is Big Sur, which I felt like that's not really a fair answer because it's not here in town. But every time I go to Big Sur, I feel so lucky to be close enough to it to be able to go for
Yeah.
the day. And lodging there is really expensive and it books up. So the fact that we can just drive down there for a day is really amazing. There's so much to
Okay,
do.
so
Yeah.
so what do you do when you guys go to Big Sur? What do you guys do?
Well, that was the first time I had brought both my kids, I think, ever, maybe. And I have a friend who's a state park ranger there. So he gave me some tips on what to do. But, there's a river that runs through Pfeiffer, and there's lots of rivers, but there's one that pools out. So it was a really hot day, and the kids just swam in the river. And then we went to River Inn for lunch, which there again, you can just get sandwiches right there at the store. Grab some Adirondacks and sit there. But it gets really busy. That's a well-known spot. And
Yeah.
people locally may not even know that you can just go a little bit further down the river and get a spot on your own.
Okay.
And then we did a hike that ended up being, well, you asked me what like the high point, low point was.
Yeah, like the highlight as far as what activity did you like the most this year? What was
So
your
yeah,
favorite?
sure, but there's always a low point with whatever adventure because, we're doing it with kids. And so like my 3-year-old, I ended up having to carry, most of the mile hike, which isn't
I
the
have no
worst
idea
thing.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
I
exercise,
know.
but you're really flexible whenever you do anything with kids. And I tend to go into, especially new adventures that I haven't done before with like really low expectations. Like this might not be fun. And then I
Hmm.
like to be surprised. But yeah, so highly recommend Big Sur for the day. I'll highlight some places up north and south as time goes on too that I like to go as Peninsula.
If you had a couple hours in Santa Cruz and you guys were like, "Hey, it's we have like a couple hours before nap time or whatever," what do you guys like to do? What's a thing that you do normally, or you've done
So
more than
I'm
once?
a huge advocate for state park pass. I think it's $100 for the year, but we get our money's worth within a month or so because we go to Nicene at least once a month. We go to Wilder at least once a month. We love to go up to Henry Cowell, especially in the summer when it gets really hot. The river beach is really fun. But I also use it when I park at Seacliff and at Natural Bridges. So
Okay,
it's
that's
like
a
you
good
can take
tip.
money and then park, at the front, basically.
Yeah. My sister bought a park pass, and so I've been like getting in the car
Very
with her. She takes
right.
me
We
up in
used
her
to,
Suburban. We throw all the kids in, and we go to Henry Cow all the time. We try to go, a couple times a month if we can, do that little redwood loop.
yeah.
So, and that's the thing that's really great. The that you can you can pick your adventure, choose your own adventure books. Like there's a lot of things where you can go and just it could be simple, or you can make it more adventurous depending on what you're open to.
And how old
Um,
your kids are, you really have to gauge like what's going to be fun because you can't take like a little toddler to Wilder and expect to make it
the whole
further.
loop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And now also, I was going to say too, a lot of your adventures, if there are people that are listening that don't have kids, a lot of what you've put on your page too can apply for anybody. Like a lot of people don't realize they hear Wilder Ranch and they're like, what's that? But, it's a beautiful hiking spot. We go mountain biking there all the time, a beautiful place to have a picnic. There's some historic interest there and So for those who don't have kids, Caroline, I think you're a good resource too, because you come up with a lot of fun things for the whole family and for everyone. So you kind of mentioned the low light is just having like the challenge of having kiddos.
Yeah.
Anytime you do an adventure, and I think anytime in life, you got to be flexible, right? And then what about something you're looking forward to? And secretly, I was hoping you could tell us if you know of any holiday fun stuff that's coming up or places that you like to go in the winter. We have to start getting creative because the weather.
Totally. I know. I mean, San Francisco is always a great day trip as well. There's just museums and good food, and
Mhm.
I can hit me up if you need recommendations up there. But like, there's the Holiday Lights train is coming back from Felton to the Boardwalk. We did that two
Oh,
years ago.
so good. Yeah.
Is also going to be doing drive-in movies. I'll advertise that.
Wait,
And
the old drive-in's doing it?
no, Roaring Camp.
Oh, Roaring Camp's doing drive-ins. Okay, that's wonderful. That's so
Yeah,
fun.
really fun. And then there's Holiday Lights at the fairgrounds, which would be
Okay.
fun. I've never done that, but I think it's like a drive-through situation. So,
Okay.
like stuff like this, I'll gather all the information and then I'll post it.
So
Sometimes
great.
it's hard for people don't know where to look to find these things out.
Yeah, no, that's why I really appreciate what you're doing. I have someone trying to break into my office. Anyways, Caroline, I don't want to take any more of your time, but I seriously appreciate you hopping on. I will for sure tag your page. So if anyone's listening and you want to learn more about Santa Cruz Adventures with Kids, I will make sure you know how to get in touch with Caroline. If there's anybody you think that I should interview, go ahead and comment or tag below. And as always, if you have any questions regarding real estate in Santa Cruz County, you can find me at Selling Santa Cruz on Instagram and Facebook and sellingsantacruz.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And thank you, Caroline. It was so good to see you. All right.
Bye.
Bye.